Hello, everyone, dear friends. I'm keeping the promises I made last Monday and publishing an analysis and a trader. I've looked through a lot of different options on GitHub, including the option I showed you last week and various others. Well, based on the number of stars, reviews, articles, forks, in other words, how much this code has been duplicated, and all that, this one really caught my attention. Most of all, I liked the trader created by a 17-year-old guy who posted it on GitHub. He ran it for half a year on his blog, where he invested using this AI-powered trader. And he even says, everywhere it says, just set up a trader, and it all feels like an endless scam. I feel exactly the same way. But anyway, his parents gave him $100 for this whole thing. And over the course of 6 months, his AI-powered trader outperformed the S&P 500 index. That's basically a snapshot of the American market. Well, I don't know. I decided to try this out myself. I even thought about buying stocks in real time, but right now there are some difficulties, specifically with buying American stocks. I don't know, maybe I could try the same experiment with Russian stocks, but I'm afraid that ChatGPT doesn't fully understand the specifics of our market. Although, maybe it does understand something. Anyway, I'll show you the trader now. Step by step, with artificial intelligence, I'll show you how to create it and how to adapt it for the Russian market. If you already attended the webinar on Friday, you can basically just watch the beginning of this video. Everything else will make sense to you. And for everyone else, it's probably better to have a more detailed version. So what do? We go to GitHub and we take this program here where everything is already pre-configured and a trader with artificial intelligence has been created. After that, we go to Cursor and clone the repository. Then, basically, we start testing the program. I've already installed the dependencies and set up the program on my computer. Let's run the program by simply asking Cursor to do it. So we've launched the program. What do I do after that? I go to the OpenAI platform. After that, I go to the API key section, create an API key, return to Cursor, and run the program. But for it to work in real mode, I take my AI brain and plug it in here. So I added my real API key to the program. It embedded it into the file with the API keys, and we got an analysis from the AI. So it recommends that we buy some biotech and digital marketing and marketing technologies. We can also see what it based this conclusion on and how it came to this result, and which news sources it references. We can check its logic and adapt it for ourselves. For example, as for me, I adapted it for the Russian market, and it started generating a chart for me. Actually, this chart is still at zero because we haven't invested anything yet. But once we start investing, everything on it will change accordingly, and it will look something like this. If you want to learn how to do things like this and launch an AI-powered trader, then welcome to my club.